Happy Tuesday, everybody. Jar,
Happy
how's it
Tuesday.
going, bud?
Matrix Money Tuesday. It's going good. How are you, CCM?
I'm doing all right. I mean, all things being equal, I would have liked to have had dinner beforehand, but here we are. You know what I'm saying?
Not today. Not today.
Today. Oh man, that's all right. That's all right. Hey, welcome everybody. I can see people starting to jump on in. Appreciate you being here. You know the drill. As you're coming on in, smack that like button. Appreciate it. Hey, Jar, we should probably tell everybody we are like broadcasting live in so many locations today.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are on 3 X channels. We are on 3 YouTube channels, technically running 2 live streams at the same time, but let's not get too confuzzled with that. We're on Patreon and on Odyssey. So, like, man,
multi-platform.
You can't find us. That's all I'm saying right there.
Trying to get the message out.
Yes.
That's right. All right.
Yes. And we got some stuff to go through today. That's for sure.
We do some crypto news. We took a week off, so maybe everything's pretty recent, right? We don't have anything that's too old here.
No, I don't think so.
48 hours, pretty much. So
yeah. And hey, let's hope everybody watched the best of I put out last week just to kind of cover the gap when we weren't there. There was some good stuff in there. All of the interviews we've had over the last quarter here. So yeah.
Thanks for putting that out. That was great. Really happy for that.
No worries at all. Throw that up here. Let's give a quick shout out and then we can kind of jump in. We've got some, like I said, some stuff to go through here tonight. Is that
J Styles?
Oh, Jason. Okay, I'm glad you know because I got nothing. But welcome.
I knew you were going to say that. Welcome, J Styles. Thanks for coming in.
And Kevin Hawthorne from Florida. Hopefully, you got some good weather going down there. Kevin, welcome. Appreciate you. And hey, this guy is awesome. Donato Cabrera. I love it. Welcome, Donato. Appreciate you being here, man. I every time now, that's all I can eat. Whenever anybody I see him in any stream, that's all I think of. The baseball. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. I'm a freak. I admit it. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's so true. I think Billy Goat Tails started that and like it just like got
it's stuck in there.
And that's it. That's all I can do now. Oh man. But yeah, tonight, guys, again, if you're just kind of sitting out there lurking, chime in the live chat. Say hey. Now, if you're on Odyssey, I'll go check out Odyssey in a little bit. Unfortunately, even though we broadcast to Odyssey, it doesn't send back any comments from Odyssey. So no worries. I'll go catch them. Appreciate everybody that's there. So shout out to everybody there. But tonight we're gonna be talking a little bit about David Sachs leaving.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Canada. I don't know. I was telling Jar before we started, I'm like, man, I see all this crazy stuff coming out of Canada. But we're going to talk about them trying to ban crypto donations to political candidates. We're going to talk a little bit about the Clarity Act, where it is currently, and some of the heat that Brian Armstrong is taking from Coinbase. For his basically snubbing his nose at the latest version. We're going to talk a little bit about a recent survey about cryptocurrency taxes. And I think that's kind of timely because in the US, about 2 weeks, you got to file. Jar for you guys. What is it?
We're about the same timeline. April, we're coming up due. Time to get our taxes in with the CRA.
Yep. There you go. Gotta pay the proverbial piper, as they say. And Jar is going to disprove some Ethereum FUD that's been crawling around on X. So so there we go.
That as well.
And it was. See, I was right. It was Billy Goat Tails. There you go. That started it. Awesome. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being here. Jar, what do you say? You wanna kick us off?
Yeah, let's get started. We'll start off with David Sachs departing as Crypto Czar. I'll pop up the article here in just a second. There we go. All right. So this is from CNBC. Now, when I had first seen this tweet, I thought he was stepping down. I thought it was an abrupt ending. I didn't realize it was the end of his term. So there was I believe it's a 130-day cycle or
Yes.
130-day limit that he can step into this position. That term has ended, and he has transitioned into a new role, and that's part of PCAST. And this is a different, it's a council. It's called the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. So he's transitioned over to this council from being the Crypto Czar. So his direct pipeline to the president is effectively done right now. Doesn't mean that he's completely out of the circle, though.
Oh, I'm sure he's not. Yeah.
No. And I'm still thinking that he has a pretty strong voice when it comes to at least crypto. Although in his speech or when he was announcing this, he didn't actually talk about crypto. He's talking about AI and science and technology. So I'm just kind of wondering where his current position is on right now. How do you feel? And do you see that there was an enormous amount of change since he took this position?
Well, that's a great question. I was thinking about it because I knew we were going to be talking about him today, and I'm thinking, man, he only had a temporary appointment, right? And yeah, he'll be part of the council and all this other good stuff. But like the whole reason for that executive order and the way that held the entire administration hit the ground running with regard to crypto and all these executive orders surrounding cryptocurrency and all that kind of thing, I really expected personally that we would be much further along than we are now with regard to like crypto adoption and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And I'm sure he gave good counsel and advice. The guy definitely comes from the cryptocurrency space. So yeah, it was a good advisor to have in the president's ear. But if I were him and my term had just expired, I would kind of be a little disappointed that I didn't get as much done. And in fairness to him, it wasn't all his fault. I mean,
no,
they were only able to get the Stablecoin Act through Congress and signed into law. And again, we're going to talk in a little bit about the Clarity Act. And unfortunately, I mean, the legislature, the Congress is what's holding this crypto changes, these laws, these outlines, the framework for all this up right now. So I think he got kind of cut off at the knees thanks to Congress a little bit. What are you looking at it from the outside, Jar? What do you think?
Well, okay, so I'm pretty sure the government in Canada works like anywhere else. It moves at a snail's pace. So 130 days, like big picture, isn't very long. It's actually a very short window in terms of the way the government moves. So I think he did do a pretty good job. Maybe he didn't get as far as he thought, or he didn't get as far as I thought he would get, especially with Trump just power and bulldozing his way through most of the things. And I sort of thought that would also go into the crypto space as well, but it wasn't as effective there. I honestly can't say that there was much change from the outside looking in. The Genius Act, I think, was sort of a big deal, but the Clarity Act, I think, is going to be the one that everyone's waiting for. And we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, we're going to obviously dive into that shortly here, but I'll tell you what, I kind of expected, and this is just an outside crypto person's look into what this administration started doing and promised to do and all this other stuff. I kind of expected when he got put in that position, yes, he would be an advisor to the president and to the council as a whole and all that kind of stuff. But I kind of almost expected him to be a strong arm inside the halls of Congress to like push this legislation through. And for all the reports that I've seen surrounding cryptocurrency legislation, he didn't do any of that. It was pretty much left to the PACs, like help me, what's that name? The Blockchain Council and all this other stuff that are doing the fight.
They're doing all the heavy lifting, right?
They're literally fighting. I'm gonna just pull this off for a second so we can chat. Fighting the good fight, because I mean, somebody's got to do it, and I get it. It's funny. I said it last night when Joe and I were live, and it's like Daniel Diaz says it all the time. because he deals with different legislatures trying to get gold and silver as legal tender, etc. And he's like, man, nobody wants to know how the sausage is made. Nobody wants to know.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
he's like, but this is how the sausage is made. And I get that, but he's right. I don't want to know, first off. And well, okay. I probably don't want to know because it's just gonna like piss me off. But anyway, but anyway, I kind of expected Sachs to be part of that arm twisting, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, he came in locked and loaded. I remember he sold off all his positions. He came in with the cleanest start you possibly had. And I think it was something like $200 million worth of crypto that he sold off, like an enormous amount.
Yes.
But also he came in and it's only gone down since that time. So there was a peak. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying if you were to buy in now, it wouldn't be such a bad spot to buy in.
And maybe he knew that coming in, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I mean, who's to know what inside information he has, right?
That's interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I have a feeling this battle is going to go on for a lot longer. So
I agree. But unfortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, I guess it depends what side of the fence you fall on. I really do feel that if this kind of legislation is going to move forward, okay, I should probably clarify adequate crypto legislation for developers, for DeFi, for the retail investor.
Yes,
because that's not what's going on right now.
That's right.
Again, I'll try to keep my blood pressure under control when we get to the Clarity Act. But that person, that influence is no longer in the Oval Office, and I know that kind of concerns me a little bit, but that might also be by design, because again, at the end of the day, I don't believe that as much as I would like to believe, I don't believe that this administration is also out for the retail guy. They're out to fill their pockets and the pockets of the benefactors, in my humble opinion. But then again, that's politics.
You're not alone. You're not alone. I sort of see the same thing as well. It's sad but true, but the monopolies usually win in this situation.
You're right. It is sad and unfortunately true. Well, you know what? Enough trash in the U.S. administration now. Let's
jump over to Canada.
Let's go north. And speaking of which, look, Andrew's here. Welcome. Perfect time.
Andrew Cameron.
Yeah, and Bedell slid in there at some point. So Bedell, welcome.
Welcome.
But all right, let's move to Canada, Jar.
Yay for Canada.
We're going to talk about Canada taking a page out of England or the UK's book, trying to ban cryptocurrency donations to political peeps. I'll tell you what, I'll let you talk about this because, what say you?
Yeah. Okay, so this is called the Strong and Free Election Act. It's a really nice name. Also called BC25. So this was introduced on March 26th, and this is to prohibit political contributions to be made in Bitcoin and any other crypto asset. Not in the article that I was reading, no political donations since 2019 have actually been made in crypto. So this is more of a preventative measure, if you want to take a look at it that way. There's different fines that go along with this as well. So if there is an individual that does a donation in crypto, they could be fined up to $25,000. And if it's an organization, if it's an organization, it's $100,000 fine. So that's what happens. Now, the other portion of this, which is interesting, is the timing is actually interesting because they did it along the UK and they announced it at the same time because they have the very similar measures that are going in place over there in their parliament. This has not gone into effect. This is just a proposal right now. We'll see where it goes. The first round where they attempted this, it was struck down and didn't make it through. So this is the second attempt. In my perspective, it's singling out crypto in a very defined space, and it's kind of giving it a tarnished image because it's just implying that any transaction with crypto is going to be nefarious or it's going to have some ulterior motives to it. So I'm not really happy about this. We'll see how far it goes. Yeah.
Well,
What's your opinion on it?
well, to me, and again, this was something because when the UK first put their thing out about the same kind of ban, BC and I talked about it live, and one of the things that we came to the conclusion on was that yes, okay, you're like singling out a specific, I don't know, niche, for lack of a better word, a group with regard to crypto, but it goes beyond that because, and in my opinion, especially in Canada, and here's my thought process as to why.
Sure.
Because I'm thinking back to the Canadian trucker strike. Okay, we saw what happened with getting bank accounts frozen, and crypto wallets blacklisted, all that kind of good stuff, right? Now you've got this going on. So who are you really focusing on here? You know what I'm saying? And do you mind if I pull this off?
Yeah, go ahead.
So who are you really focusing on here? Because the UK end of things, the amount of money that they gave for the level of donation was like nothing. It was like something you or I would give,
right,
as a political donation.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, they're trying to pigeonhole people, the average person who might want to give a donation to a political party, maybe in crypto because they believe in cryptocurrency, but think beyond that, maybe in a privacy crypto, because they already know that if they give one out of their bank account or they give it out of like a Bitcoin wallet or whatever other wallet is open for everybody to see, they're going to get blacklisted, they're going to get debanked, they're going to get all this other stuff. And I'm sorry, Jar, I mean, feel free to push back, but I've seen the Canadian government's done it already. Why would they not do it again?
Yeah,
that's what I see when I look at this. It's like they're trying to control the process, political process I'm referring to, and at the same time, to me, they're discriminating literally against the people who need the best politician in office as possible.
Yeah. I want to argue against it, but I can't. It definitely feels like our rights are being stripped one by one in a very fine way. It's just like little slits over time.
Yes.
One after the
death by a thousand cuts. Yep. Exactly.
And this is just one of them. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't think it's going to go all the way, but it's just another measure that they're trying to implement right now. When it comes to elections in Canada, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, no.
I was just going to ask, when it tried to go through last time, was it even close? Do you know?
No, I think we had, there was supposed to be 3 rounds. It didn't make it past the first one.
Okay.
So I don't think, we'll see. This just got introduced right now. I think it's called readings. They have several readings, 3 different readings that it has to go through the stages. And yeah, I don't see how far this one's going to go right now.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's never happened. Like there's been no donations through crypto for a political opponent right now, and crypto isn't even big enough in Canada for this to even matter right now. All the donations that happen right now happen online through different organizations. Like I contributed last time through an online thing using Interact, and that's my method of payment. I'm doxing myself in the process at the same time. Having that level of anonymity would actually be nice if you could send a privacy transaction to whoever you want to support. It would be nice to have that. Don't really want to expose yourself in every matter. I don't know. Like I have mixed feelings about this. I also understand why they're doing it, because they don't want outside interference with our election. So I understand that part. This is an easy way to track it through crypto as well, though. When a transaction goes through the blockchain, it's reported, it's there. You can always look it up and you can see where it came in and where it came out. And with AI available now, you can run your diagnostics a little bit further and you can help correlate where these transactions are coming from. So mixed feelings, but on the majority side, the way I feel about it right now, I just think this is stupid. I think it's a waste of time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, folks, we'll keep you up to date as this moves through. If we see, it's killed or it starts moving forward, either way, we'll keep you up to date on that. But yeah, I'm with you, Jar. I don't know, if I was sitting there, I would be very concerned with this particular piece.
Yeah, it's getting to the point with with my friends and everything when we talk about this. I want to be concerned, but now I'm trying to figure out what I should be concerned about because there's so many different things I need to be concerned about. It's like I'm at the point where, do I really care anymore? Do I really want to be here? And you were joking with me about earlier about Alberta, and I can totally understand why they're so frustrated with everything that's happening right now. And they've gone to the next level. They got their 100,000 plus signatures, so they can have a real discussion about separation and everything that goes with it. I don't know how realistic that is, but they are the economic engine of our country.
Are they really?
Yeah, this is the oil province of Canada. They generate so much money for the country. They float the other provinces most of the time when it comes to all our benefits and stuff like that. So
could you maybe just I know we got off on this topic randomly, but could you just, for people who might be watching on the replay who don't know what's going on, could you just give them the skinny
of Alberta?
Of Alberta, yeah.
Yeah, well, Alberta is a very conservative province in Canada. It's located right next to BC on the west coast, and they've had clashes with the Liberal government over the last, I don't know, 5-6 years at least. And it's gotten to the point where citizens are extremely frustrated, where they're funding so many programs in the country, and they're trying to generate more revenue with natural gas and with our oil industry, but they're being blocked by carbon tax and everything else that the Liberal government is imposing. And everything's just getting struck down one after the other. Where we're a country with ample natural resources, we can't actually use them because of all the regulations that's been in place. So the citizens of that province are extremely frustrated, and they're just like, why don't we just separate and just run our own? And they're going through that process right now. Will it actually happen? I'm not really sure, but they've already got the signatures to make it a realistic path right now. And they're starting to go down that process.
Right?
Yeah, it's a real conversation now. So it is happening. Yeah.
Well, thanks for telling everybody about that. I know I was, matter of fact, it's funny, when I saw it, I sent it to Jar, and I'm like, are you aware of this? And he already was, obviously, but it was, man, unfortunately, I think we're going to see a lot more of this in certain locales. And you want the truth?
Yeah.
I can see the potential for that kind of thing here in certain places in the United States, to be quite frank. So
I understand that. Yeah, we actually, in the 90s, we had a very similar situation with Quebec, because the French are the founding country, I guess, that took over Canada, and it was represented by French people at first. And then the British came over, they took over, but the French still had Quebec as their main province. And over the period of time, their rights and everything else was stripped. There was an issue with the language, because it was at one time the dominant language of Canada, and then English took over. And there was always a language battle that happened. There was a huge clash that happened in the 90s where they filed for separation as well. And they got so close to actually separating. I think it was something like 1,000 votes. That's actually separated it. Yeah, it almost happened. This is sometime in the 90s, if I'm remembering correctly. But that came very close. That's the closest I've actually seen it. And they were very serious, but they were actually battling this for about 100 years or so. So we'll see how long it takes Alberta to get to that point.
Wow. Well, again, another story. We got Jar here, so he'll keep us up to date, man.
He'll keep us when you see me crying, you'll know what's going on. It's
okay, man. We should get going, and because we got a bunch of stuff to cover, and I know we're going to take a little bit of time on this next group of things here, because we're going to be talking the Clarity Act. We're going to be talking about some of the repercussions, or I guess, for lack of a better word, that Brian Armstrong from Coinbase is dealing with, and heck, even like Circle is dealing with their stock prices. But start us off, Jar. Go ahead. Bring up what you got.
Sure. Let's jump into the Brian Armstrong story because I think you're a little bit more versed upon this. And this is basically a thread, or is this a post that was on X talking about a little bit of a conflict of interest with Circle, the Clarity Act, and Brian Armstrong? I know you're familiar with the story, so maybe you give a little bit of background on this.
Well, basically, in a nutshell, they're talking about, or this particular post, and this is not the only one. I've highlighted and like bookmarked several that say pretty much the same thing. That I guess to put the TLDR to it, that Brian Armstrong, is torpedoing the Clarity Act, which, if you look, pretty much every other centralized exchange is like on board with as it is. And we'll get into some of those details shortly. But he's torpedoing that because of Coinbase and his profit potential with Coinbase and, the potential loss of revenue and all that kind of thing. Right. And I'm sure that there is at least some level of truth to that, in my opinion. Do you agree with that? Do you think there's a level of truth to that?
Yeah, he's definitely wearing a white cape with a lot of this stuff, and there's a huge community that's supporting him because of some of the things that he's saying. And it does seem like it appears like he is trying to stand up for the little guy, the retail investor. It appears, and that's the strong word right there, because when you actually look at the numbers and they're talking about how much money is being generated by Coinbase quarterly, it's not a little bit of money. And if this goes through, that money is going to be gone, and that's going to piss off their investors and everybody else that's involved. So I can see both sides to it. This is a strong case, and that's why I thought it was interesting. I never looked at it from this perspective until you showed it to me. But $355 million in a second quarter is not a little bit of money.
No. Nope. Absolutely not. And I guess, again, like I said, definitely a modicum of truth to what's going on. And think about the amount of money that he's probably putting out. I'm not sure if it addresses it in this particular thread right here, but just for the lobbying efforts alone, that it is going into trying to work with this or get this Clarity Act passed as written. And now, for those who aren't familiar with what the latest is with regard to the Clarity Act as it stands now, or as of last I've seen put out, I did put an article on my website. Again, links are in the, oh, there it is. Thank you, Jar. Links are in the description. And I of course put my CCM spin on it a little bit, but the facts of the matter are in here. And the bottom line is that the Clarity Act as written, the big fight has been over stablecoin yield that we've seen and heard a lot of. Prior to this, for those who might be new to crypto or just kind of stepping into this whole argument or what's going on, prior to this, the exchanges would offer yield for you holding your stable coins on the exchange. I mean, upwards of 4 or more percent for yield. And that was great because you could keep your money on an exchange liquid to deploy whenever, the market would pull back or whatever. And in the meantime, you were earning yield on it. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Because the big banks came in and said, "Oh my God!" And I even put that in this article. They basically went to mommy and daddy and said, "They're gonna take our money." You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. The banks, as is, cannot compete. Excuse me, with the yield that would be paid out in stablecoin rewards. You go to your bank, you're not getting that kind of reward on your money that you got in the bank.
No,
well, never mind that it's not even in the bank, but that's a whole nother issue right there. And not for nothing, the bank is making more money on your money than you are. because of fractional reserve banking. Again, all stuff I break down in this article to kind of give a full perspective. And that's been the sticking point, because the banks know that if it's not written in there that, oh my God, we got to level this playing field, they're dead. Well,
yeah,
they're going to be dead. They're going to be dead anyway, eventually, but it will be a quicker death.
I don't know if they're ever going to be dead, because I can't see this actually happening. This is really positive, and I was really hoping for it. Getting 4 to 7% on just holding your money in a savings account, a stable savings account, would throw it back into like the 1950s or 60s, where you actually put your money in the bank and it actually earned you something over a period of time. Right now, if you're not investing, just holding your money, you're losing the value immediately.
Oh, of course. Yes.
So it's just like, it was a very nice dream to have. I don't know how realistic it is anymore. But yeah, it's just seeing his perspective. If he even leans on this for it to go through, and we even get a portion of it, maybe not all of it, but a portion of it, that would be nice. But there's just so much money and power behind it to resist and refuse it. I like to be optimistic, but in this, I'm very pessimistic about its future.
And I think you're wise to be, because again, if you look into everything here, none of it helps the retail investor. Zero. None of it helps DeFi. And actually toward the end, oh, right there, developer protections, because it guts, or I don't want to say guts. That's that's an incorrect word. The language is so vague that, like, any Biden era-esque type administration, Gary Gensler-esque type administration, could come in and just use this act as written, or assuming it passes, as written with that vague language, and say, no, you know what? We don't interpret it this way anymore. We interpret it this way.
Yep. And you can enforce interpretation in so many different ways, because it's
exactly.
So vague.
And they're gonna try to enforce KYC at that point in the DeFi space, which we all know. If
I don't even know how you do that, like
exactly, how would you even do it? It becomes a whole other problem. And now, once to the point of where we were talking about Brian Armstrong, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about him and his ulterior motives. Well, Jar, I'm going to take yours off the screen for 1 second, because I'm going to bring this up. And here you go. When all this, like, okay, pump the brakes on this, came out with regard to the Clarity Act as written, look what happened to the stock for Circle. Now, again, not the USDC, because that's the peg to a dollar deal, but the actual stock price for Circle. It dropped, man. It just like cratered, right? So, it cut it off. Crap. Okay, well, you get it. You get the idea from the you get the idea from the headlines, folks.
Link is in the description. Yeah,
exactly. Sorry about that. But anyway, there are so many working parts here. There are so many pieces to look through. There are so many people with their hands out, and other people, more than willing to, like, put that money out there to get whatever it is that they want. And man, this fight is not over. I'm hoping that, you know how they were saying at one point, Jar, better to get something passed than a bad act, or I forgot exactly how they were saying it. Basically, they were like, get something out there so we got some kind of framework, right?
Right.
No.
I'd rather be patient. Patient.
No.
Once it's written in stone, which it literally is written in stone, you can't erase it. It's so much work to undo things like this. It's definitely what I'd rather wait a year or two for this to go through cleanly. That benefits the everyday guy than just to force something through just so it's done.
Right.
I know there's a lot of money waiting on the sidelines too. Like I'm one of those people that's just waiting and waiting and waiting, and it just feels endless. I've been waiting since 2021, but yeah, it's just going to be more waiting right now.
Well, and sadly, I mean, I think all this distraction takes away from, helps to take away what the average retail investor should be doing, which is, wait, let me put this up here, which is DCA, right? DCA into something like Bitcoin, DCA into whatever it is that you feel comfortable DCAing into. And if you still DCA into something like Bitcoin on a consistent basis, guess what? Long term, man, you're my opinion, you are going to do okay. And I saw you highlight. I was just going to bring it up, so I'm glad you highlighted his comment here. So basically, nothing matters. This is Andrew, by the way, saying nothing matters. The U.S. Social Security faces insolvency in roughly 7 to 10 years, and he's not wrong.
That's true, eh? Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Because our legislators robbed the piggy bank.
Right.
They robbed the piggy bank. It's that
I didn't know it was that soon. That's not far away. 2033 is not far away.
It's funny. That's part of what we're going to be talking about this coming. Well, I don't know if it's airing Saturday, but I'm getting together with BC Port Corp, LBC, and we're going to be talking about Social Security. And that's one of the things I know is going to get brought up. And if they don't, I'm bringing it up. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I told my wife, oh, look, I got my papers from Social Security saying, hey, you put enough money in. Congratulations. You're an old fart now. You can retire. And I'm like, yeah, because it ain't going to be there. And
Go ahead. Take whatever money's there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's empty.
And to the point I was just saying, Andrew is saying right here, think about it. BTC, again, not financial advice, but could be your exit plan and on a long-term strategy. Oh, sorry, motorcycles outside. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, that should be the long-term plan, right? And yes, Andy, welcome, by the way. And yes, good point. I agree. We definitely need to be like, why, again, DeFi built correctly, who gives a shit what any government says? Just saying, right?
So true. Yeah.
But why make it harder? You know what I mean? To have to deal with DeFi. So yes, I'm with you. And she was addressing you on this. I'm not sure if you saw this.
Amendment. Yeah, there is no clean process. I agree with that. There's always adjustments that's being made. There's always things being snuck in, an extra page that gets slid in there it's completely unrelated. It just goes in there.
Well,
funding for something else. Yeah, that they love doing that. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so as you can see, I have opinions with regard to the the Clarity Act as written, and frankly, as they're working it out, because again, this is the Banking Association, the same group of people that wrote Elizabeth Warren anti-crypto bill back a few years back. If they want crypto, they want it on their terms. And that's not what crypto was meant for. That is not the ethos of crypto. And I know I'm preaching right now, and I'm sorry, folks, but like we that's here in this chat, the we that's here on the screen, the we that's going to watch this on the replay, need to utilize crypto how and the way it was meant to be used. I mean, for what I meant to say, it was meant to be used, in my humble opinion, because I am very humble. But well, we still got one more thing to go ahead and cover. But Jar, is there anything else you want to throw out there?
No. I love the opinion. It's supposed to be the great equalizer, but we'll see what happens. our streams are getting more and more depressing every week with the stories that we're coming up with. But this is just what's in the cycle right now, and this is what people are talking about because this is the reality.
Well, I was about to say, at least we're
it's
being real. We're being real, Jar. We're giving them the skinny.
Yeah. No, the comment about the social services being depleted by 2033, I didn't realize that was so soon. 7 years from now. That's insane.
It is. Like I said, that's it. Put a fork in me. Yeah. But yeah,
we can jump on it.
Yeah. That's just one piece of the problem with regard to things here in the US. And now, you know, I'm going to save that for my Social Security discussion, because I'll get on a rant and we'll be here for another hour. But anyway, so folks, if you haven't already done it, smack up that like button. Appreciate you for doing that, because we are everywhere tonight. So I appreciate all of you. And Jar,
yes,
take us into that last one, because this is Jar doing some debunking right here. So.
Oh, I was going to go into the survey from Coinbase. Just
my goodness, I forgot all about the survey. Please go.
Let's just pop this one up here, because I kind of thought this is interesting and funny at the same time, because Coinbase did a survey about crypto tax readiness, and it was a report that they found only 49% of users correctly understand how crypto is taxable at any time and when it's sold. And there was another stat in here. I think it was, give me a second while I pull it up. I lost it. Darn it. Yeah, sorry, I lost it. I think I deleted it.
That's all right. No worries. Yeah. No worries. Listen, for the U.S. residents, while Jar's trying to look that up, this year is the first year with 1099 DA forms coming out.
That's what it is.
Yeah, coming from exchanges, centralized exchanges. Okay. Now, if you, for example, got your crypto on one exchange and then sold it back into USD on another exchange, that is a taxable event. But when you get your 1099 DA form, you're not going to have a cost basis on there. It's going to look, it's just going to be messed up. So realize that, you need to file with your taxes. However, you need to be able to still provide a cost basis so you can properly do that scenario.
Yeah. And they're also stating that 83% of users are using self-custodial wallets. I can see this being a disaster. I know for myself, when I have to export my spreadsheets, it's the thickness of a Bible, because I'm a degen and I do some crazy transactions, especially with the whole seeker thing. In order for me just to keep up with the ecosystem, I'm just testing out a bunch of applications, and every single transaction that goes through that wallet is being reported, and I have to extract it all. But it's a nightmare waiting to happen. It's not going to be my nightmare. It's going to be my accountant's, but I wish I'm the best.
Yeah, but still, it ultimately involves you as well. And maybe I misspoke when I was saying that. But the bottom line is, you need to know what the difference is from what you bought it at to what you sold it at, because that's your profit or loss. Thank you for correcting me, Andy. I appreciate that. Andy. Yeah. So bottom line, listen, folks, you got to do the reporting as much as I'd hate to say it. Hopefully you're using a tax software. I use Coinly to grab it all off wallets and, that kind of information to pull it all together. Sorry,
I just want to quickly ask you a question. It's when it's sold off into USD, not the stable coin, but the US dollar, correct? That's when it's considered an end?
When it's considered a taxable event?
Yeah, sorry. That's when it's considered a taxable event, is when you've converted your crypto asset back into a US dollar.
Whenever you lose possession, this is I found the easiest way to explain it. Whenever you lose possession of that crypto asset, so you sold it, you gave it to somebody else, whatever the case is.
As soon as it's gone,
you spent it, whatever. you've lost possession. So yeah, you had Bitcoin, you transferred it to USD, taxable event.
Got it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those. Yep. There's going to be a ton of those.
Yeah, and that's the other piece. That's funny you say this, Andy, because that's one of the other points in this article. Again, links are in the description. Go ahead and check all this out. That people are confused. I think like 47%, it said in this article, of crypto users think that transfers are taxable. No. You take your Bitcoin out of one wallet and put it in another wallet. That is not a taxable event, folks. Think of it like taking a dollar bill out of one pocket and putting it in your other pocket. That's all you're doing. So those are not taxable events. And that's thank you for bringing that up, Andy, because that is one of the things in this particular article that I think we neglected to mention.
Yeah, and it's something I have to look into as well, because I've exported everything out of my exchange and I just gave it to my accountant. But all the transfers and everything else that I've done, I'm not even clear about it. Like, at least on the Canadian perspective, I don't have a clear understanding of it myself. Something I have to do a dive into to understand it better as well. It is confusing right off the bat, especially if you don't have a base to work from.
Yeah, no, facts. I agree 100%. But again, folks, here in the U.S., tax day's coming, about 2 weeks, and Jar said about the same thing, I guess, up in Canada there. So be prepared, folks.
Yep. Let me get this off because I'm gonna get the next one up here. Yeah.
Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. And Andy, thanks for that input. I didn't, sometimes I get on a roll here and I may misspeak something, and I thank you for not letting me step on my own tongue there. So thank you. If this was Crypto on the Rocks, I would have said something else, but it's not. So there we go.
All right. So the next one actually fooled me for a moment. I had to double check it. This was posted by a fellow Canadian called Rabid Mining. And it was gas fees on Ethereum that you can now watch ads to cover your gas fees, which is completely not true. This doesn't exist. This has been floating around for a while, but it's the first time I saw it.
I was about to say, he's not the only one that shared this.
He's not the only one. There's quite a few people that are posting this right now. And it's made a few cycles, because this is actually going back a couple of years ago when it first originated. But this is not true. You don't have to watch any. Well, you cannot watch any ads. I first thought it was a MetaMask feature, and specifically for a MetaMask, but it's completely fictitious. And yeah, there are no fees involved. Oh, sorry, there are fees involved, but you can't watch ads in order for you to omit them. Did this trick you as well, CCM? Because it got me for a second.
Well, you know what? When I saw it, I was like, really? And then my next thought was, maybe it's just MetaMask, because MetaMask
would do something like that.
Yeah. So it made me pause, but I figured that, and that's how, unless I really want to go deep dive and research something, if I'm not seeing it all over the place, like bang, 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 bang in short order, it's probably not true. And though I've seen this a couple of times, it just wasn't to the extent that I was like this. Because if this was true, man, I don't know. I got to believe that everybody in Vitalik would be out there sharing this information. But,
Yeah, until I saw the line where it said watch 7 minutes of ads. It got me for a second until I read that line. I'm like, wait, 7 minutes? It's usually 30 seconds. Wait a second, what's going on here? But yeah, to absorb some of the Ethereum fees, you might have to watch a half hour of ads.
Yeah, so there
to equate the cost of it. Thought that was.
But as Jar said, completely false. So suck it up. You got to pay the ETH fees.
No way around it.
Oh man,
there we go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that I'm not glad that you were like, what, really? But like that you debunked it, because at least now I like to think that we are putting out the best information that we have as we have it. And to me, that's the best information that we have as we have it, is that's just completely false. Just completely false.
We're just guys on the internet. That's it.
Yep. American Maker, how's it going? Welcome. Although we're we're about to wrap up, but appreciate you showing up, brother. Appreciate you showing up. I don't know. There was a lot of good information in today's episode, Jar. I mean, I'm sure people have heard it from a number of locations, but I'm hoping that what they're seeing, if nothing else, with the whole Clarity Act situation and with everything that, and I use the word conspiracy in the title because to me, it kind of is. It really is a cabal of people trying to get what's best for them, get theirs, if you would. And that includes Brian Armstrong. Let's be very clear. They're really trying to pigeonhole him as he's the bad guy. Okay, he may be a bad guy.
He's the figurehead
in this, but he's looking out for his own, just like everyone else who's involved in this process is looking out for their own. And unfortunately, we, the retail people, the small people, the people who are there trying to roll over, we need to look out for our own as well. And that's why we wanted to get this information out there. Jar.
Absolutely. So like our discussion on taxes actually is stressing me out in the back of my head right now, because I'm just thinking about all the stuff I did in the last year. And yeah, it's a lot. And I have to get better versed at this. So I think if you're up to it, we have some discussions about this going on the next Matrix Money podcast, and just dive into taxes a little bit, give the Canadian perspective, the American perspective, and help people get prepared. Because I know on my channel I have quite a few DGen followers that might be interested in that sort of information and how to take account for it. On the positive side, AI has so many fantastic tools that are out there to help you comb through all the data, which didn't exist a year ago. It's crazy how much progress has been made in 1 year. And especially in this aspect. So I'm going to investigate a little bit further, and maybe I can find some tools that will be helpful. And I think you might already have some. You had mentioned Coinly was a
that's what I've been using for the last few years is Coinly. And it's okay.
It's okay.
I think that I don't know. I'm looking into some other options right now, but if you're looking for one that hell, they even got a free version. That will do a lot of the basic stuff. If you're at that point that you need some kind of control over it, but not ready to pay the boat for the full service, that might help you as well. But I am looking at some other stuff, and it's definitely a conversation we need to have. I don't know, maybe you and I need to explore trying to get somebody who is a tax expert on here with regard to crypto taxes, and see if we can't get them on here for an interview.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll work on that, folks. We'll work on that. I don't know. Let's wrap this thing up. And again, thanks to everybody for being here. Appreciate you. Jar, what do you got going on, man? You going live tomorrow? I know you've been going live.
I am going live. No, so I'm supposed to go live every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my mainnet stream. I'm getting my water softener fixed tomorrow. So hopefully that goes the way it's supposed to, and it's done in the morning. If it does happen to eat into the time, I might start about a half hour later. But there's a lot to talk about. I was away for a week. Quite a few drops have happened. There's a couple more things that are coming up on the horizon that I've been made aware of. I've reached out to some teams about some new tools that are out there as well. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow on the mainnet stream. I haven't posted any videos in a while, and that's mostly because there isn't a whole lot to talk about. And I don't want to pass around any more FUD that there already exists on X and on YouTube. So I'm trying to keep it clean and try to keep it positive right now. How about you, CCM? What do you got going on?
The usual deal for me. Well, no, that's not true. It's not the usual deal for me. I normally would tell you guys, don't forget to join me Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Crypto on the Rocks. However, this week, my wife's birthday, if I do Crypto on the Rocks and don't take her out for her birthday, I won't be here for the next Crypto on the Rocks. So,
Happy birthday to Miss CCM.
Yeah, thank you. I will definitely be back the following week. But no Crypto on the Rocks this week. So yes, please pass that information out for everybody. I'll be posting it as well. But other than that, I'm going to be just working on, I've got a couple of AI agent things I'm working on right now, trying to see how that's working out. I'll keep you guys up to date with that, trying to automate a bunch of stuff, and just going to keep going with the clips, shorts, and we'll be back live next week, next Monday nights at 7 p.m. To do Hot of the Line. Love to see a full show on using Coinly.
Andrew, I'm going to look into this. There was a rep from Coinly that actually reached out to me. I didn't realize it was a real email because I get a lot of spam. But I'm going to reach out and see if they have any information for us. Maybe we can get a representative on. And
I'm sure they will
talk about that. Yeah,
I'm sure they will.
Be useful for everybody.
All right.
The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm stressing out about it right now.
Jar, you're supposed to be relaxed when we're done. Not stressed out.
I'm showing all my cards right now.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's it, folks. We're gonna head out, and we will be back next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you to everybody that's on all the platforms. Again, whether it's X, whether it's YouTube, Patreon, Odyssey. Appreciate all you being here. So
thank you very much, guys. Thanks for showing up. We'll be back next Tuesday, 6 p.m. on the Matrix Money podcast. Have a good night.
Take care, everybody.